Hey, y'all. Got a good one for you. Lustful eyes, wandering hearts. That old word, lust, the desires. How to keep your eyes and your heart up in your house.
Come on.
And some dangers toward looking on the other side of that grass. So stay tuned. Let's talk about it.
What's going on, good people? Welcome back. Another episode. Summing Up the Summoners. It's your boy Damon, and
Toya.
we are here another day.
Yeah.
Sunny day as we're recording here in Atlanta, Georgia. Good
Hot.
weather. It is hot. It is hot.
These days ahead of us.
These days are not a game here. Summer. People been wanting that summertime. They've been wanting that summer. And it's here. It's here.
Technically it's not, but.
Oh, but it is.
But when it's like 87.
No, it's 93 as a
and
high
then higher
today.
95.
Texas.
Sounds like summer to me.
107. No good.
Poor Texas. Our kids are about to head there.
They are about to head there. And gladly they'll be there. So either way, we appreciate you rocking with us. Stay inside. Go outside.
Ain't got nothing to tell you. Have a good time. Bye.
Go outside
Stay warm,
before
drink
10
water.
and after 7. Those are your time frames. Wherever you are, we appreciate you
We love
listening.
you so much.
Today we're diving into an episode. We're almost at 100. We're almost there.
Say it ain't so.
Almost said.
Hot 100.
Hot 100 coming up. But today we're diving into an interesting topic here that I think that really continues to be important things that need to be discussed so that, couples who are fighting to have healthy relationships, healthy marriages, they're on the same page. And we're talking about lust. It's a big word. I like that word. Lust. It's a powerful word.
What?
Both in the mental, with the eyes, with the heart, the physical, the emotional, and how we protect it, how we combat that, how do we, try to make sure we're doing everything we can to stay in healthy, thriving relationships.
Yeah.
So
I know for sure, I've heard from many that the pandemic was a hard time. We know from the fact of divorces, a lot of relationships didn't make it, and things got harder for sure during the time of the pandemic. And I think pandemic and isolation and changes and all of that often contribute to lust or desire or rifts or things like that. I think that those changes can cause insecurities, can cause like distance and things like that. And so while the pandemic brought a lot of people forced to be together, I think a lot of people realized they didn't want to be together or all kind of things. And granted, we know that pandemic is not something that just brought along desires or lust, but I do know that it definitely caused a lot of tension for a lot of relationships.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's physical, emotional, mental, right? There's different aspects of it here. As you were talking, I was listening, but then in the back of my mind, I was also pondering how would I define it. It's really a strong word. There are a lot of misconceptions potentially about it, right? I think there's a lot of different experiences of what it means and where it comes from. Like when I think of lust, I'll speak for myself. It has come from a spiritual context. It's come from a church context. And that's not where everybody's same context is coming from. Lust is just a word in general that has a lot of things. You can lust after a variety of things. They don't have to be another human being, right? So I think that's important also before we dive into, this conversation and this dialogue here. Wherever you're listening, however you're listening, what comes to your mind when you're thinking about that word? You could literally lust after somebody's job, their financial status, right? Maybe they have a family of 3 with 2 kids, and you're desiring to be pregnant. There's a lot of ways that we as human beings can lust after things that aren't in our possession, and so I think that's also just important before we dive into kind of bringing that here. But what kind of is there as far as context to you, or just what are your thoughts on the word in itself and kind of the meaning?
Yeah, so I'm sure that word came from biblical context for me too. And I did just look up the definition. The actual definition of lust is very strong sexual desire.
Oh.
The sentence, he knew that his lust for her had returned.
Ooh. Ooh, Bridgerton season 2.
A passionate desire for something.
Something. Okay. Okay.
And then the theological definition is a sensual appetite regarded as sinful. So I think those are all really true. I recognize, and I think that's everything that you just said. And I do think that lust is just a desire of something. And then and it does generally lead you into maybe, it does have a general negative, conversation.
Oh, for
I'd
sure.
be like, I'm lusting after that burger. If I'm lusting after that burger, that means I probably don't need that burger. Like it definitely is probably something that you don't need.
Probably something you don't need.
Yeah. I mean, in most cases, now you can desire something. I don't think when people say you're desiring something that they naturally equate that to lust. Like,
Sure.
It's technically a synonym, but not necessarily.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So
two sides of that coin.
yeah. So I do love the perspective that, like just like lusting after something. And our last episode was about compromise and sacrifice, but I really think when I think about lust and I think about not compromise and sacrifice, but more so contentment. Like you're lusting after something that is not yours. You're lusting after something that you should not have. And so therefore you need to turn that inward and find some more contentment with what is in your life. And not only contentment, but gratitude, right? Because things look greener on the other side of something. But if you've ever got to actually go on the other side, you were like, oh, this isn't that green at all, actually, in most cases, no matter what that could be, whether that is you've done, you've had whatever lust from top to bottom, whether it's from as small as food or to a resolved affair or something that you've had that y'all worked through, because there's beauty in recovering from struggles as well. So if you know that if you sample, it is better to just be grateful and content with where you are.
That's good. There's a couple things I was gonna say, but I forgot them.
Oh,
I know it's all good because I just will say this, and we can keep moving. That lust, I think, to me, it feels like lust comes from a place of potentially insecurity or discontentment and a lack of gratitude. Like there's this,
Covetous.
I'm not looking at what I am, where I am now, what I have now. When I look out, when I look left, when I look right, again, it could be so many things. We're talking about in the physical aspect, right, relationally here. And then I think it's just the springboard where it comes from a discontentment.
It really, I brought up the pandemic earlier because I do really believe that so much of that was just built up in people over that time of just looking left, looking right, not being satisfied, not being content. And I know at least 2 divorces, and then I've heard from other people just on so much that they are dealing with these struggles. And so finding the contentment, finding the satisfaction, finding the joy on your side of the grass is where you're going to be able to plant some better solid roots. And I think that it springboards from there, because then cutting out things that are causing for that lustful eye or that wondering eye is really important on your next step to do.
That's good. That's good transition.
It could even be the first step and then the opposite. Whatever way works best for you to get yourself back into the game that you're playing, not trying to be in somebody else's game.
Focus on your game. This is a game of 2 Uno. Wondering now. Let's get into it. Let's get into the first piece of the puzzle here. So when I was typing this a few weeks ago,
Damon definitely titled these.
Well, that's just a running title. But anyway, it kept making me think of that fabulous song we were singing the other week. Really Want to Be With You. We've sung it once on the show before.
Leave you alone.
No, I'm living wrong, but I can't let you go. The guy, fabulous.
You're the only one in my life. Already got a wife. But can't leave you alone.
Such a crazy song to be
and
singing.
We was just like, but I
High
can't
school.
live it.
Killing it. 9th grade, freshman, 106 in Park, AJ and Free, top 1, big time. I thought of that song because
that's actually crazy.
It's such a crazy song, but it's really such a crazy reality where the wandering eye. I remember hearing something in high school, college. It was like, "Hey, you can look, fam, but you can't stare. You can look, but you can't stare. And I'm talking about men, I'm talking about women, I'm talking about people. It does not matter, in my opinion. Like when you're talking about being in a committed, exclusive relationship, right? Fighting to not have an wandering eye is important. Fighting to make sure that you are at all times trying to protect yourself. And listen, I'm be honest, like I'm not talking. I know we kind of gave you our context of where we thought lust started from. This ain't this is just straight up, just in general, whatever you believe, whatever you feel, vibes, crystals, energy, universe, whatever. If you trying to be in a healthy relationship, we got to protect ourselves in the house, on the phone, social media, when we leave our house, work friends, et cetera, et cetera. So like, and that's just something that I remember hearing that phrase, you can look, but you can't stare. And it's such, all of this is such a really important part that's really important to be mindful of. It's important to be thoughtful of when we're considering the fact that it's a slippery slope out here, especially when you're talking about there's a lot of attractive people online, a lot of attractive people in your street. You probably got a couple of attractive colleagues. And ain't nothing with them being wrong, being attractive. It's just what are we doing, making sure that we're protecting ourselves and protecting our relationships with those wandering eyes.
It's true. I mean, they went on a monologue. I don't even know what to say.
Nah, I just got
really
past
good.
it because the song, and then that advice hit me. I
When I was
remember
reading them lyrics, I was like, damn.
I don't know if you ever got that advice as a young lady back in the day, but that was when specifically men were talking to fellas. They were like, "Yo, fam, this do," and I remember this phrase: "You can look, but you can't stare." And I'm just what. What you?
I mean, let's just be clear. You're gonna see attractive people.
That's what I'm saying. There's people attractive at your job and in your spots. Yeah,
and that's fine. Yeah. And more power to them.
You follow attractive people on IG.
It's true.
Yeah.
Men and women.
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody look good.
Everybody got their sundress,
but that don't
the
mean
shorts
they
out.
good for me. I think that observing around you good-looking people, but then coveting them and wanting them, and then that's when we take into another step. And then also when you put yourself in compromising situations.
Come on now.
So the compromising situation is when situation.
I don't know that, Jen.
Will
Oh, okay. There it is. U.S.
in our lives.
H-E-R.
But you gotta be cool about it. So you have to put your guards up, so that you don't find yourself in predicaments that are not, ideal. And so, I think around you, sure, but like maybe you shouldn't go to that party. Like if it's the company party, like I don't know, the scenario.
You got to know yourself.
It's not the best. For
know your situation.
Where you gonna be struggling because of what's around you. Because to struggle is even like acceptable, right? It's not I'm not saying I'm not gonna say it's okay, but I'm saying like it's all right if there's a struggle or if you need to understand like, whoa, I gotta remove myself from this, or I don't want to put myself in that predicament. Some people out here these days
say it.
are direct and will come for you no matter what's going on.
Facts.
And so you are like, oh no.
Facts.
Like one thing I do all the time is I'm like, I have a husband and I have 3 children.
Yeah.
Like I just like want to be very clear that like this is my scenario. You don't know my husband. You ain't seen it. I don't even know your intention. But I'm just gonna be very clear up top about like my family dynamic.
Yeah.
Some people might be like, I don't care about that. Most people are like, oh, okay.
Okay, got it.
I'm not even going to try to come at her like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, I've already learned as a woman, that those are the boundary. Those are the first set of, like, defense mechanisms.
Go ahead and put that up.
That I'm going to throw out there, to fend off anyone thinking that they have another.
You ain't see the ring, so let me also give you the verbal.
You missed that, all right?
I
had on my little workout ring.
Little workout band.
You know how many times people ask me that? What's that? Why you even asking? Like, what is
It's on my left hand ring finger. So let's just start what it could be.
This is the way that we do our things. Like when people have tattoos, okay, just let it be. This is it.
This is how we run it.
So I think that you gotta protect yourselves, and while yes, I'm saying this, I think it's normal for us to see attractive people, but it's not normal for us to act upon the attraction. And so therefore, you have to make sure that you are keeping safety to prevent anyone else from stepping into that sacred part of your world to cause for those lustful eyes and wandering, lustful hearts and wandering eyes. What you done named everything?
I don't know what I
Yeah.
said. That was written in March.
Do you have a defense mechanism that you feel like you have to pull out sometimes?
Defense mechanism.
As a woman, it's different. Men will holler at women, come at
24/7.
you,
Yeah,
try to say something.
True.
I get blowed at
That's true.
every day I go to work.
True.
So, like, I feel like I've naturally had to, like, create, boundaries.
Well,
Like,
no,
I
let's
saw a
get-
girl's Instagram. Like, your Instagram say you married to me?
Does my Instagram? Yeah.
Like, in your title?
In a profile.
In your profile?
Yeah.
It say that? What
It's
it
just
say?
married to Katie something. I'm 90% sure.
I almost don't believe it.
I feel like it.
Mine does.
I feel. I feel like it's one or two things. It probably says like husband, father, something like that.
Something like that. I think it's
right,
like that.
something like that. But I think for myself, what was you said?
No.
Defense mechanism.
It doesn't say any of that, y'all.
What is that?
Damon say comedian.
Yeah.
A fourth, 1/3 of a fourth and 10.
Oh, in business.
Oh, it's like one half of sum it up. Summers. Nobody knows what that is.
That's fair.
And that's it.
It's a
But
business profile.
and
Yeah, I went
that's
real business
fine.
with it.
Like, I don't find no way about that. The first thing I say is wife to Damon. But. And I don't take it no way, but that's just like you about to see this page, you about to know who I am.
Yeah.
I was reading another lady's profile the other day.
Say.
It was like, married, wife. And I was like, oh, she must be having
Let
to
'em
say
know.
that.
Let 'em
So
know.
I feel like women do have to be more like direct about
Sure.
if they're available.
I probably went through about 4 or 5 profiles for sure in
Say
general.
what you want to say.
No, it does, because one of my favorite ones I say is comedian, husband, father, and then I have like some little joke at the end. Little Debbie apologist,
Chad.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yada. What was you? Oh, defense mechanisms.
Yeah,
You brought it
like,
up for a
you
second.
have
Yes,
I
I
don't
do.
even know if you fully read
No,
stuff
I do.
well. I
This is
read
where-
well. I'd be like, oh, wait.
It only happens one. I won't say only. The time when I'm very aware of it is after shows.
Yeah, they be trying to be
So for
all
myself,
like,
if you don't, maybe it's your first
hey,
episode.
it's
Do a
so
stand-up show.
good.
Nobody's rubbing shoulders. And so I'm just aware it's a late night. People have been drinking. I probably just did well. So that's already leveled me up.
They like,
right?
oh, he's somebody.
Right. So it's already, you know what I'm saying? So I am aware and cognizant of that in my interactions. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yada, yada.
Yeah.
You know,
your
things- other
set
things.
it most likely will talk about being a father or a wife in most cases.
Most cases it's going to have something in
But
there
I ain't
about
there.
that. No, she's not present. She may not be in the state, you know? And so these are the things I'm intentional of when you talk about the defense mechanism where it's like, all right, where the comics at, we chilling, we do the little thank you line, yada, yada, buy some merch, right? And then we keep it pushing. So it is important for you, again, to be intentional with that. Now, I wanted to going back to that one or not for a second here. With is just like, let's say you're out here just looking, and I'm talking to the fellas, but I'm talking to everybody, because let's be real out here in 2022, everybody looking at everybody. So you just got to remember, keep the main thing the main thing. And so that wandering eye, it just can lead to, I think, comparison. It can fuel discontentment, right? Oh, okay. Oh, she got the short hair. Oh, he got the tat on the neck. Oh, they got they out here yada yada with the shorts, the 5-inch shorts, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? And then, oh, my boom boom don't yada yada, or my boom boom don't do this, right? And so it just can fuel. Listen,
it can.
Just get real. If you trying to have a strong relationship, you got to put all the fuel to the good. It's too easy out here in these streets to get easy fuel for the bad, for the negative, for the discontent. It's very easy. Get on your phone right now. Pull up at your job right now. It's very easy. You probably were in a spat earlier today listening to the episode. Yeah. It's very easy.
Yeah. Don't let the negative fuel you, because the negative will fuel you into a messed up engine.
She snatched back after mom like that? Okay.
All you can do is be like, babe, let's do it.
You know
like, let that fuel you right back to come back into your home.
Yeah.
I really want to have an older couple on this podcast, like somebody just like 50 years, and just be like, I got all the things.
That'd
because,
be good.
I mean, I just know they got good stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and thriving today. Maybe they weren't thriving at some point, and maybe they've gone through adultery. Maybe they've gone through loss of jobs. Maybe they I want somebody who's been through something.
No, that's
not
good.
just somebody. I mean, it's just as beautiful that you haven't.
Yeah.
You know. You've gone through
Different
the regular
journey.
stuff, different journey. But I believe that there's redemption when you put in work. There's redemption, there's hope, there's all of this when you've when you invest back in each other, and when you go through a hard time, like I don't like no relationships, even my friendships that ain't been through nothing. I'm like, man, this friendship, it ain't been tested. Like, we ain't good enough because we ain't got no argument yet. Like, what good are we?
Let me say something about you real quick that I think could improve. Let me see how we do. Let me see if we can get through a spat.
I thought you were talking about me personally.
Oh, no.
What's up?
I think there's validity in that. I think there's validity in that.
I mean, so I'm just saying the best of relationships have also gone through things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when we have those negative moments, whether it's a lustful, wandering job, who knows?
Who knows?
All the things, when we come back and internally put that in there, it's just not realistic that in our relationships we're not going to go through things. But these are strategies to help prevent this one.
Yeah.
Right? Staying in your own home, not letting negative energy fuel you outward. And if you do have that negative energy, go right back and hit that U-turn, right back and create that positive outcome for your relationship.
Yeah. 100%. Before we get out of here,
We're already out of here?
I know we're almost there already. When you're cooking, it'd be good. The heart, right? Want to bring that up here, because it ain't all just the physical. Sometimes you can have I don't know what's emotional. Right. I don't know what word I want to put there, right? But that emotional, I don't want to say infidelity, but like emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you know
it
does
have a term though.
Yeah, it does have a term. I can't think right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Because there's the physical, right? But then sometimes it could just be
you just have an emotional connection with somebody.
Emotional connection,
it's
right?
Just
outside
or
your
some people may say an emotional affair or something
a lot of
like
things
that.
You can say, right?
But it's the idea that you invest in this energy and emotion, which is.
Come on, say it. Which is what?
I want to say it's worse than sex, than the physical.
Okay.
Because it's more in, like, when your heart, when you
come
doing one thing one time with somebody, moving on and never really talking to them.
That's already bad, crazy.
That's bad and not good.
But there's another thing.
But you don't have no more nothing with them. Now, the likelihood of that is that you'll do that again with somebody else. But when you got investment, heart, effort, time, energy, thoughts, oh my gosh, I hate texting people.
She's not a huge fan of group chats.
Like, I hate texting people because it can take all day. Like, oh my gosh, why are we still having this one conversation for like 4 hours now, know?
Yeah.
But I do like to text. I'm not always available to talk, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and so if you
that emotional
DMing and texting and looking forward to their texts and stuff like that, and that's involved. Because now that's your time, that's your heart, that's your mind, and that is dangerous because now you are giving away all of it's dangerous.
Right. Check.
But when you're giving away all of those time, a whole nother religious time, talent, treasure. When you start giving all of that, you're taking away from things from your spouse, from your family, from yourself. Like, it's just invested. All wrong, but the emotional affairs are dangerous, and you should be protecting yourself from getting that close. I mean, I remember on an episode before, it was a reel we had, and I was like, no new friends. Like, we don't have no new opposite sex good friends. Like, good friends. Like, not like, just no. Like, maybe collectively or because of work or something like that, but not like, oh, I'm going to go hang out. You are? Why?
What?
Is it like 5 other
Did
people
I miss
going?
the calendar? Was it a group?
Am I coming?
It's at our house. Like,
So, yeah, just emotional.
Yeah.
Yes, your heart.
That emotional piece is so real because it can take more energy and effort on that side of it for real. So, I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. I think it's just something that a lot of times you can just think about the physical. It definitely ain't just probably if I was going, in my opinion, it'd probably be 70-30 emotional to physical, right? Because those thoughts can be with you. I think you said, oh, I'm looking forward to the text. Like, that alone. Oh, dang, just came here today. Oh, dang, James ain't coming in today. Like, it's just so much. And I use work because work is where we are 40 to 60 hours a week. You know what I mean? And so sometimes, I've heard from, people in the past, like, the work environment with people, you can have that connection. It's this age-old joke about my work husband, my work wife. Yeah. And so it's a ha, but it's always like ha. We have to be careful of. We have to be careful to protect ourselves in our relationships.
You gotta be open with your partner. You gotta communicate so that there is
Boundaries.
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 And like I feel like as we get to be adults, often we're like boundaries. Yeah,
Yeah,
you still
boundaries.
need them.
Yeah, that's why the speed limits and
Like
seatbelts.
yeah, just
And
because you know
people be getting tough with boundaries, like
it's
they
just
all
yeah.
bad.
Who was that?
But you don't eat bread.
Does that look crazy? I really don't trust myself. My flesh might crush myself. I just always like I really don't trust myself. Like you really probably shouldn't. So you need to make sure that there's discussion and like understanding where your heart is, why you have a wonder or not. Like get to the bottom of it. Get to what's causing
Dig
this.
deep.
Yeah, it's important. It's important.
A boom.
It's
It's important.
important.
It's important. Well, listen. Hopefully, as always, this brought some value. Hopefully, it can springboard to more conversations that will continue just to make your relationship healthier and better. Long story short. So,
Yep.
appreciate y'all rocking with us. Check us out over on Instagram, Summing Up Sumners, for all that good stuff.
Yep.
Damon and Katoya. Talk soon.
Pew, 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 pew. Beautiful. Briny. See, go get those amazing, delicious, flavorful
Yeah.
artisan goods. They will spice up every meal or add just the perfect touch of sweetness. Check them out. They're local right here in Atlanta or online. So go spice it up and
Yeah,
sweeten it up.
for sure. And if you're listening to us right now in the month of June 2022, we've got a code 20%. It ends at the end of this month. Spice it up, Sumners. 20% off if you use that code Spice It Up Sumners. So go add some more goodness to your spice rack. As always, we appreciate y'all listening.